Today on Everyday Off-Road, I am going to be upgrading the front bumper on Double D here. The last time we did any bumper work was, I believe, episode 9.5, where to pass state inspection I needed to put a lower piece underneath the winch to meet minimum bumper height requirements. That's all fine and dandy now, but I came across an extra piece here from the red Jeep, and I'd like to utilize it. What I'm speaking of is the 94 Cherokees. The 94 Cherokee Sports Class 3 receiver. Now, I could have built a receiver into the front bumper, but at the time, I wasn't thinking that. So, what we're going to do is we're going to modify this receiver over here to fit on this bumper over here. So rather than me pointing everywhere, let's show you what we got. Our tube piece was underneath our front bumper previously, which served its purpose. But what we got here is a Class 3 receiver that was for a 94 Cherokee. I have marked out my lengths that I'm going to need using a trusty tape measure that I'm learning more and more how to read. What we plan to do is hack off these ends because they do not fit underneath the bumper, and they look kind of beat and worn. The wind is picking up, so please ignore the wind noise. I have some pieces of angle iron underneath the front bumper, and I picked them up out of the scrap bin at work. So I don't want to hear anything about how heavy they are. They were free. So let's get you spun around and show you what we got on the bumper. What we got hiding underneath here is a 3x4 3/8 piece of angle iron. Now it's 8 inches long. I have it a little on the long side so I can trim it back. Our Class 3 receiver will be butting up against here. I'm going to be doing all the trimming to make it look good, and then we're going to be bolting it up with 4 bolts going through the bottom. Now you notice I have it set back from the edge only because the weld that I have underneath here is not ground off, and I don't feel like grinding it. Why? Because I don't feel like grinding it. So we need to, I've already gotten my measurement at 30 3/4 inches across. Rather than hee-hawing around here, let's get some work done. Well, it's a good thing I'm not being graded, as that was not one of my straightest cuts ever. What I did was I put a 45-degree weld level on there that kind of cleaned that up a little bit. The other side was even worse. Alright, a little bit of change of plans. My 6-ton jack stands do not hold this up high enough for me to do all this work underneath the bumper. So we're going to fabricate it here and then mount it. So using a 2x6 as a spacer, because that puts it down below the fair lead, and lining up the leading edge. We'll be making a relief cut back this way and across to fit the bumper. But for now, let's see how this camera here likes some MIG welding. Alright, and just like that, got them welded up. I did not weld them up because my 110 MIG was not up for the challenge. I had a co-worker of mine weld it up for me, so he's ready to go in now. I haven't trimmed it because I have not located this yet underneath the Jeep. We're going to do that right now. There we go. We have it lined up flush with the front of the bumper. Now I eyeballed it. I'm a little off that way a little bit, so I'm going to double check my measurements, make sure that we're even. I'm going to utilize the original holes, the original existing holes from the tube mount. I'm going to drill down through and tap for half 13. I have a 2764 drill bit and my cordless drill. And this might take a while. Okay, get you a little closer look. There are the existing mounting holes. Well, one of them. That one I already drilled and tapped. That one I'm going to drill and tap, and I'm going to put another one up here. So there'll be 3 bolts on each side holding it. Right now, since that one's on there, I can remove this clamp, and that'll give me more room. Right now, we're in a heat advisory. I'm working in the shade. I don't know how much longer I'm going to have this shade, but it's taking me 5 times as long to do this, only because I'm sweating my butt off. So, bring it back when we got 2 more holes drilled and tapped. Okay, all our holes have been drilled and tapped. Problem is, these are drilled and tapped. These need to be upsized for clearance holes. So we have a 1/2 inch bolt. I'm going with a 17/32 drill bit, and we're going to open them up along with these over here, and then we can mount our hitch more or less permanently. So bring you back in a couple seconds. Okay, I had to go get some white paint marker to actually show you the outline that I'm going to get here. That's going to be our final profile. I'm just going to use a cutoff wheel on my grinder, and we'll get this thing into shape. Not shape. Fast forward a couple days, threw a coat of black paint on there, installed them back in. I used great yellow zinc coated grade 8 hardware, only because it resists rusting a lot more than the regular hardware. And there you go, modifying a previous rear class 3 receiver for the front of your Jeep. I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by, tinkering around with our bumper upgrades. If you like the video, give us a big thumbs up. While you're down there, click the subscribe button. While you're at it, click the bell icon. That will give you notification every time I post new content here on Everyday Off-Road. And as always, if you have anything to say, comments, questions, concerns, criticisms, leave them in the comment box below. So, until next time, we'll catch you guys later.